Right, week 16, we got the Patriots against the Ravens. I'm looking for subscribers, so I'd love it if you did. Let's go ahead and get into this. So Baltimore is favored by 3 points. I'm going to take New England. I'm going to walk you through why I can see the why the bookmakers are favoring Baltimore. The model gives New England 56% chance win, which comes out to about a point and a half. Then when you look at the scores from the actual Monte Carlo, is again they converge right around the same thing. So thus far the model is pretty consistent. A couple things I would point out on paper, Baltimore is a better team. We're going to see it here in their overall ratings, as I've highlighted here, and then we'll see it on the next slide too when we look at the player ratings as well. Whereas you come over here to New England, their passing game is awesome. Everything else is mediocre. But up until this last week, where they took a beating from Buffalo, they were up early and then they sucked that second half. There's no other way to put it. But you got to admit they've been playing really well this year, and that loss to the conference rival Buffalo might very well just go ahead and snap their heads right back into it. Meanwhile, Baltimore, if you ask me, I think they've been underperforming all year. They are better than what their talent is better than what this record suggests it is. Somehow they still have a chance to make the playoffs. I really don't know how. Their overall level of play has not impressed me. Yeah, they beat Cincinnati. I'm not really sure exactly what that says, just because you've got Cincinnati with and without Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow, quite frankly, that dude is phenomenal, but I just don't think he's got the players around him. Sometimes it just pops up. Let's get into more of the analysis piece. So the big thing that you're going to see from Baltimore is you've got a running quarterback with Lamar, and then you've got Derrick Henry, and so you've got a huge advantage that running game. However, when you come over here uh, to the right, you're going to see both teams are explosive, that's for sure. Advantage over here in passing to New England if you come back over here to the left. And New England is, they're not going to rush for quite as much, but they're going to have a little bit more of that balanced attack, I think, is what you're going to see. But like I said, I think that New England has been overperforming given their talent, and I think Baltimore's been underperforming. So overall, Lamar Jackson, he's definitely ranked better. I'm not sure that he is necessarily better at winning, leading his team to win. Getting good stats and leading your team to win are two different things. He gets great stats. I'm just not sure that he's able to do what he needs to do when it needs to be done. Drake May, I think that's what he's been showing this year is able to make the plays when they need to play him. And he puts up some sick numbers, but you know, quite frankly, Lamar Jackson is really hard to compete with when it comes to that. But then when you come over here, this year with the top stat there, that's the available QB and the top receivers. Lamar's got dudes to pass to. Then you can come over here. He's got an offensive line and a running game. You got Derrick Henry. You got a great running game. You come over here, they've got a great defense. Then you've both teams have good secondaries. These are pretty much even. But when you come back and you look at it, you're kind of like, you've got some huge disadvantages over here. And then the fact that Drake made this, what, his second year? I don't know exactly why. I haven't been able to break down what's going on with Baltimore. That's probably the type of thing you're going to hear more from an insider. On paper, they should be better. They should have a lot better record than what they do. That's what it boils down to. That notwithstanding, it depends on what type of a gambler you are. Are you going to take the team, New England, that has a lower ranking of talent but has been playing higher in their potential? Or are you going to take the team that has better players but has been underperforming? I'm going to take New England on this one just because I think that the discipline that Vrabel brings, the way they've been playing, I think that they've just demonstrated overall that a higher level of continuity in those games, and I think that that is going to be a what's going to make the difference in this. Even though on paper Baltimore is better. All right, love to hear from you. Drop me a note and like and subscribe.